This is Chamber Chat on Chamber Channel 3 and 117.2, brought to you by Mansmith's Pharmacy, where your care is their only concern.
This is Chamber Chat, brought to you by Mansmith's Pharmacy, and I'm Deb Height. Today we're visiting with Mark Riley, who is Vice Chairman of the Five Island Golf Board.
Yes.
It's a long title. I have a difficult time with it. Anyway, well, it's nice to have you, Mark.
Thank you for having me.
You bet. Well, it's the season. Today we have a nice day.
Yes.
You know, who knows what tomorrow's going to bring.
Rain's in the forecast, though, so it could be interesting for next week or two. So.
You bet. Well, anyway, let's talk about the golf course, because it's going to get nice, and we're going to get out there.
Eventually.
You bet.
Eventually.
So what's going on at the golf course?
Well, this past fall, the clubhouse was demolished in preparation for the Five Island Community Center. Kind of an exciting project there. In turn, that created the need for a temporary facility to take place until the clubhouse or community center is constructed. We took the maintenance shed and moved it north just to house all the equipment, keep it out of the elements. That opened up a space for an 80 by 31 building. That's been insulated, sheeted, put 30 gallons of paint on the inside of it, sanded the concrete down, and made it look really, really nice. And that was done by a lot of volunteers, and we appreciate all the help that went into that. Eventually, that building will be turned into cart storage for all our members. It's a very nice building.
Yes.
To be able to house more carts in the future is a great asset for us. So.
You bet you were a little short on cart storage before.
Yes, we were. We have a very extensive waiting list. So.
Very good. Well, it's a very nice facility. We had a chamber coffee out there.
Yes.
And it looks very nice. It's very suitable for the interim until we get the new building. So tell me, are there any specials going on memberships right now?
There are specials. Every year we look to provide the surrounding community the opportunity to play at Five Island Golf Course at reasonable rates. We're continuing the 2-for-1 special that applies to families or individuals, couples that haven't been members the last 2 years. Also, we have our Independence Day special that, say your kids or something like that play baseball or softball in school. After the 4th of July, you get $100 off your membership.
Awesome. That's nice.
Also, if you join the course if you join the course for just women's league, if you're a gal and want to play league, there's a $125 membership fee, and that's just to play Tuesday league.
Okay.
You get to play each night. Well, you don't have to have a membership, just the league membership. So that's great. As far as our leagues are concerned, we are up as far as memberships. We have 136 people playing league this year.
Isn't that nice?
That's over almost 70 teams. So that's great.
That is great. Very good. Well, as golf courses are disappearing around the area, they're looking for some place, and Emmetsburg has a very nice course.
We got a few people from Whittemore, and Grettinger has a great course, and with price of gas going up, people are looking to have that opportunity to play somewhere more convenient, possibly. So.
You bet. Well, that's great. So do you have a schedule published of the 2013 golf season?
We do. In January, we put together a member's handbook. In the past, when the course was a private country club, they did this for a long time. It details all the memberships, policies, hours, who's on the board, etiquette, beverage policy, phone numbers. If I play you in couples league or something and can't find your phone number, it's in here.
Okay.
Also details all the people that donated. Each year, we have about 20 tournaments that we provide, and the Bad Golf Outing is June 7th, I believe, and that's always a great tournament. I have close to 80 people for that tournament, hopefully.
A lot of fun.
By the sponsorship of our local businesses, we got this book put together the last 2 years, so that's great. Like I said, it details all of our fees, rules, and policies pertaining to the course.
Awesome. Sounds great. Okay, so your member kickoff night was held on Friday, April 19th. That was the day of our chamber coffee that morning. But how did the evening go?
That was great. We had a tremendous turnout. There were probably close to 100 people that walked through the door between the chamber coffee and the we called it the potluck. People brought covered dishes, desserts, all sorts of food. We had enough that we could have fed an army. But from last year to this year, in one night during the potluck, we collected close to a third of our total memberships from last year. So that was great. We also had a raffle for a putting competition to help provide some money to go back into the course for flowers and landscaping. Well, John Hand, pretty good player, he got drawn. He ended up giving back close to $200 back to the course for flowers and landscaping. So that was great, and we really appreciate that.
Yeah, well, John is a good golfer, and he enjoys the course there.
Yes. He utilizes the course a lot, so
yes, he does. So that was really nice of John to do that. So, Mark, how can I get involved at the golf course or volunteer?
Well, like I said earlier, each year we try to have close to 20 tournaments on the schedule, and they accommodate golfers of all skill levels and ages. A lot of people don't understand that, even that it says an open tournament, it might draw some very good players that 99% of the tournaments are all flighted, so you could catch a number. There's a guy that shot 100 last year in the men's open. Well, I believe that the tournament winner was 12 or 13 under par, but this guy shot 100, and he ended up catching first place in a flight and almost made as much as the person that won the tournament.
Really?
Yes.
Well, I don't golf, so I don't understand how all that works, but that's pretty lucky.
So, people got to understand that, we're not necessarily trying to have all the best players in the world. We just want involvement in the tournaments, and you'll be compensated on that because they're all flighted. So it's a great thing. Our schedule's available at the clubhouse and 5islandgolf.com. Contact Vicki out at the course, 852-3422. Two tournaments that I'm particularly excited about are the men's and women's opens this year. Over the last couple days, I've been working hard at trying to get guys signed up for this. To date, I've got close to 40 guys signed up. As far as them being dedicated to a tee time is always great when it's early. It's still 2 months before the tournament, but there's always a lot of details that go into the tournaments a week or 2 weeks before to get things lined up, carts, make sure that all the tee times are in line, and food and volunteers. So as far as the men's open this year, it's $30 to play. That includes a meal. It does not include a cart. That's for 18 holes. The big thing about that, the big draw that we have this year, is if you make a hole-in-one, you win $15,000 cash.
Wow.
So I think anybody could use $15,000 cash
today.
So
not everybody can hit a hole-in-one, though.
You never know.
You never know.
So if there's also other prizes that they have sub-prizes to the $15,000 cash, a set of Callaway Diablo irons, a Sharp LCD TV, 2 domestic airline tickets. So those are on different holes. Oh, yeah.
Awesome prizes.
We get those from Hole-in-One Insurance. I think it's usholein1insurance.com. It's very reasonable because the likelihood of getting a hole-in-one is very minimal, but when you get it, it'd be great.
That's right.
Also, in that, there's a $10 coupon to Golfsmith. If you buy a $30 gift card, you get $10 off. And there's the meal. We were going to try to have the cattlemen out there, but a hamburger and chips and pop, that'd be pretty reasonable for people with that price. So
right.
Also the women's tournament, if anybody's planning on playing that would be great. That's $30 to play for 18 holes again. The draw to this year's tournament is if you have, say, 60 people play, 60 gals play, we pick one gal out of the hat, and she makes a 50-foot putt, she gets a check for $5,000.
Awesome.
So a lot of cash floating around here. With all these tournaments, it opens up the avenues for lots of volunteers. Our golf course is only as successful as the community that surrounds it. With the involvement of everybody around the community with being in the tournament or helping grill or maybe getting carts lined up or help with food, it'd be a great success if we could have a lot of people help.
You bet. A question that comes to mind is when you say there's all those different things that need to be done for a tournament, is that something that Vicki does herself, or is all the golf board active in doing
Well,
those
we
things?
try to have a tournament committee. The golf course board helps with a lot of it, but then each tournament we try to look for a couple volunteers to be the governing body of that tournament, necessarily the planning committee, you should say. So there's a ton of work that goes into it, like the bad golf outing. There's there's more and more details that come up every year that you never know about.
That's right. That's right. Well, it's volunteers that make our communities really work.
It is.
So many people get behind the things that they love and they enjoy, and so that's what really makes our community tick. You bet. Well, Mark, it's nice to have you involved. I know you enjoy golf, and it's nice to have you come back to Emmetsburg and be such a big part of so many different committees, and especially the golf.
Yeah, and I grew up on that course. Pat, she used to babysit me basically out there, and my parents were working in the summer, and I just want that course to be really successful.
Well, you're doing a good job.
Thank you.
Thank you for the time that you put into it. And we want to thank you for joining us today. This has been Chamber Chat, brought to you by Mansmith's Pharmacy, where your care is their only concern. Thank you.
This has been Chamber Chat on Chamber Channel 3 and 117.2, brought to you by Mansmith's Pharmacy.